Good morning. Welcome to the Newfoundland Outsider. And on this trip, we're going back into the remote cabin. We're going to try and set up our AM FM radios. We're going to put an antenna on the roof and try and get better reception. We're going to start bringing some little rocks and gravels and fill in all the holes in the mud around the cabin. And we're going to try a new pond for trouting, one that Danny and I never got a chance to get to on our last trip. We'll try that this trip. So this should be a good show. There's lots of moose around today. They're really enjoying these cutovers. And just like that, they're gone. So that there is what you call a caterpillar's nest. They usually take over a little tree or a little branch, and they totally covered in this webbing, and then they lay all their eggs in the webbing, and then they breed there. Bang. Moose down, bring tags. Okay, so this is clear cutting. This is what the logging companies do now. Back in the day, we used to do selective cutting, and they proved that selective cutting wasn't as good for the regrowth. So now we do clear cutting. And of course, there's always going to be some debate about whether or not clear cutting is good. It looks bad in the beginning, but all these red boughs are left behind so they can deteriorate and feed the soil underneath. So when you're clear cutting, you got to leave some clumps of trees and some tree species around, such as this one, and that is for the animals and the birds. And these recommendations are governed by the biology department. So it doesn't look good right now, I agree, but in a couple of years you won't even recognize this place. All the little trees have been growing up a few feet already, and in 10 years it'll be so thick you can't even walk through here. So on the way in this morning we saw 4 moose, and they all love the cutovers because as soon as you cut it over, the little branches start popping up, and the little trees and twigs start popping up, and the new growth start popping up, and they love that. So they're combing the cutovers for feed. And if you want your parcels from Amazon and you want cardboard and paper, this is what you got to do. Well, we made it in there. We had a good trip. I did a bit of touring around looking for moose. Saw 3 or 4 moose out there. I noticed the loons are back in the pond here. That's a good sign and not a good sign. When the loons come back in your pond, they eat a lot of trout. But it also means there's more trout in your pond now, and it can support a family of loons. So we're going to get things organized, have a cup of tea and relax for a minute. And today I got 3 radios here. I want to see if I can get one of them working on AM FM because I like to listen to the news when I'm in here. So we're going to put an antenna on the roof, run some wires down, and we're going to do a test on 3 different types of radios I got. Got to feed my gray jays when they come back. There's a family of gray jays that live here, and they like bagels. Our water is so low. Every year our ponds and our rivers are getting a little less water every year, and we can tell by the salmon fishery and the trout fishery. Now before I get started with my radios and antenna up on the roof, I'm going to put out some mouse traps because this is the time of year that mice start to come inside looking for a spot, getting ready for the cold. So I'm going to sit my traps with peanut butter. And try not to snap my fingers off. So what I've got here is just a regular antenna that you use on a truck. And I'm going to attach it to this bracket. And then I'm going to go up on the roof and attach it to the roof. I'm going to feed the wire down. I'm going to feed this end down through the rafters. And I'm open to try one of my 3 radios, or I'm going to try all 3 radios, but I'm open that one of the 3 radios is going to work better with an antenna. Now, not all radios got screws on the back to accept antenna wires, especially the modern ones, but I do got an old one to try, so we'll have to come up with a plan when we get inside. I want to go up on top and bolt that to the roof. All right, well, I got my 3 radios here. I got my wire running through, and I got my black and white lead down here. Now the modern radios don't got an antenna hookup, but this one does got an antenna hookup right there. So the problem I'm having with the radios is that when I plug my charging station in for my drone and big camera, small camera, things like that, to charge everything up for my videos, it kills all the radio. There's so much static you can't even listen to it. So we'll go ahead and plug this one in and try this one. Well, it's a little better. You can actually pick it out versus that. But that'd drive me crazy if I listened to that all night. So this one here Gary gave me, but it doesn't have a hookup for an antenna. But I read online you could touch the antenna with your wire. Sometimes it makes it better, sometimes it makes it worse. I mean, this one sounds pretty good now. Well, that made it worse. Oh. Okay, this one is a lot better and I didn't do anything yet. Maybe the wires in the building helped it. And touching the antenna and the back ground bolt doesn't do anything. So it's actually working good. I don't know if I need to put the antenna. I'm not taking it down now. So that's my test. I think the antenna was a waste of time. I may use it down the road for a CB system. So if anybody can leave a comment below knowing how to correct that, having all the static on the radio while you're charging your electronic equipment. Okay, well, we had a little break after that radio thing about all that effort and antenna. I don't think I really need to do it. That radio is working pretty good. That's one I bought like a month ago. My brother Percy told me about. These are really good radios, so I bought one too. It's just a manual style radio, not electronic, which is hard to get now, but it works pretty good. So right now we're going to have a late lunch, our early supper, because we want to go fishing tonight. I'm very surprised my Grey Jays didn't come back. All the bread is still there. So I was just checking around and I'm all out of barbecue coals. So I'm just going to light a wood fire in my little barbecue and let that settle down so I can do my steak. I want to prepare my steak. I didn't bring my meat tenderizer, so I got to make do with what I got here. Little tiny sparrow in a nest. Some blueberries I picked the other day. So these here are called Purity Kisses. And you got rum and butter and molasses, and you got peanut butter, and they're only made in Newfoundland. I think my wood fire worked out better than the coals I had last time. Ooh. Looks good. Now, let's see what we got. Ooh. Beautiful. Nice smoky steak. Want to stop and show you on the way to Trout Pond what it's like clear cutting after 8 or 9 years. I think this one was done 8 years ago. I'll just walk through the trees to give you an idea how high they are right now. So as you can see, the trees aren't very big around yet, but they grow tall really fast. See, they're just small in diameter, but this one now is maybe 8 feet. So it doesn't take long. Whew. Well, we made it down. Didn't take that long to come off the mountain. I left my side-by-side on top of the mountain this time and hiked down because it's a treacherous trail for a side-by-side. I'm just checking the time now. So it's 5:20. I noticed there's a lot of moose tracks in the trail coming down. Cow and a calf there. There's the cow. Here's the little calf. And I'm not doing very well with the fishing in August. I've been there just over an hour, no bites yet. And I come a long ways to try this pond. I guess that's why it's called fishing and not catching. Well, I think I got skunked. I pretty much went all the way around the pond. Not a bite. Nothing. It's 7 o'clock at night. It should be perfect. At least I got to explore a new pond. And I found a new area. So that's good. Just came ashore on this beach here because I saw so many tracks. There's hundreds of tracks of moose, cow and calf tracks. They're all over the place. There's obviously a crossing area on this beach to get to the other pond. There's also a caribou track right there. It's kind of like a moose track, but much rounder. You see that? Of course, the moose track got that straightforward look. See, somebody had a fire at one time. Made a Swedish fire log. I'm right down at the other end of the pond now. I figured down here maybe the trout are gathering. Nope. I got to see some really cool beaches down here. Really nice hunting area. Great accessible hunting area. That's cool. Trout was just a bonus. Giant pine. Oh, there is one live. And I won't believe this, but I got two. Just when I was going to give up. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wow. We're down here in the calm shallows. One little guy. I don't want a little bit bigger. Here. That's a nice one. Well, I'm on the board. I was just rolling back to my spot where I put in. All right, let's try this again. Ooh, ooh. Ah. Come on. Ah. Maybe he'll come back. He come back. Oh. Holy moly. Came after that crazy. Oh. Calm down, buddy. Calm down. Ooh. Yeah, right in the bag. Oh, I got another one. I just laid my line down because I was trying to get the other one and he caught on. Gone from nothing to crazy. Look. Woohoo. I just Well, I'm running out of time now. It's going to get dark on me soon, and I got to go up top of that mountain yet. Get to my side-by-side. Ooh. Another one. Come on, stay in here. Ah. Oh, that's a good one. Got a little guy. Oh. Always gets a little one on. Okay, now it's really time to go. I don't want to go now. Yeah, man. Well, that was a blast. That was awesome. Yeah, there's hundreds of trout there. What a nice honey hole. Now we gotta pack up, hike up that mountain, get to our side-by-side and get back to the cabin. Nice and red as well. Beautiful fish. Ooh, it's a long ways up. It didn't seem so bad coming down. Or as slippery. He's well camouflaged, that grouse. Woohoo! We made it back to the side-by-side. Good morning. Well, another beautiful day here. So today we're going to have a nice breakfast. We're going to have a blueberry pancake breakfast. And I was working on a bear stand I showed you in a few videos back, but it didn't pan out because all I got was a mama bear and cubs, and you can't shoot them. So I moved a bait station up here just a couple kilometers down the road from my cabin, so that every time I come in there I can check on it. So after breakfast we're going to go check on that. I got trail cams out as well. We'll check on the trail cams. And I'm going to start bringing some gravel to fill in all the mud holes around here, because it's going to get muddy soon when the fall comes. There's a lot of things to do at the cabin, lots of little things, but I got to try and take on one big thing before the winter come, and that is the insulation in the ceiling. So maybe next trip we'll do that. course, along with many other people who are in dire straits in the same situation.
He says without those supports, people have nowhere to go and often end up back.
We'll take the footage back and have a look at it. See what we got. I have a beaver pelt in my bucket and the bugs have taken over. Man, that stinks. Right now we'll check the other trail cam, see what that's got on it. The batteries are dead. Low battery. Time for a little break. Time for step 2 with Steve Wallace. Well, I guess that's another weekend at the remote cabin. Thanks for coming along. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time.